Building new sales, next step would be to build frequency of the guest. So in restaurants, about 60 to 80% of your sales come from the same guests over and over and over. The startling thing about that is that statistically, those guests make up about 80% of the profit in the restaurant. They spend at a premium as opposed to a new guest that typically you're having to buy something for. There's a little bit of a discount there. So they spend at a premium, so they're extremely important to have regular guests that come in all the time, not just every once in a while. Like a new guest is, what I would call a new guest is almost an infrequent guest. They come once or twice a year maybe, or perhaps it's the first time they've been there. A frequent guest may come as frequently as once a week. They might come once every 2 weeks, once a month, depending on the concept. So high-end restaurants, you might visit 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year. Your neighborhood favorite restaurant you might go to 20 or 30 times a year. And we want to build that frequency of the guests to get them to come back just one more time because they make up such a substantial amount of our profitability. And statistically, according to Bain & Company in conjunction with Harvard, just a 5% increase in guest retention can increase your profitability between 25 and 95%. The most important aspects that keep people coming back is you always have to make sure that you are on the mark with your entry points. So entry points meaning the product always has to be good, the service always has to be outstanding, which by the way is 5 times more important to the consumer than good product. You have to make sure that your facility is clean. Next, you have to make sure you make a genuine connection with those people. They have to feel like they're part of the club. And as a result, they have to receive some kind of communication that not everybody in the world gets. So they're part of this exclusive club because ultimately we want them to make sure that they feel appreciated for their business, that they feel like they're part of us, and that they feel thanked. Because a consumer is 75% more likely to return to a restaurant if they receive a legitimate thank you. And think about the last time you went to the grocery store. You got all done, you bought $400 worth of groceries, and what happened? You said thanks to the checker. And the checker said, no problem. And we can't do that in restaurants if we want to build frequency, if we want to have people that are emotionally connected to the business. Our job is to create emotional connection. We want them to feel like they own the restaurant, that this is their place. And Howard Schultz did a really great job of trying to create that third place with Starbucks, and they grew very rapidly. And even during the recession, you saw people couldn't afford much. First time in history that actually food spend went down at the grocery store. But yet you saw people with that $5 cup of coffee walking around town because they felt like they deserved it. This is my thing. This is part of my identity. I want to be associated with this brand because this is part of me. I'm proud of it. I own it. And that is the goal of having frequent guests. They don't complain all that much. They might give you plenty of feedback that's unsolicited, but they love the business and they come back all the time. They bring their friends, they plan parties, they word of mouth advertise for you, which is very trustworthy, over 90% trustworthy in most people's mind. They continue to build your business for them. They're out there advertising for free.